Well, the holidays are the busiest time of the year, but also the most beautiful. Emmy Award-winning television host, author, and restaurateur, Chef Lidia Bastianich, stopped by to discuss the secret ingredient of her success.
Lydia, it is great to see you.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Thank you so much for joining us. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas
to you. You must be busier during this time of the year than other years with all of the holiday prep.
It is. It is. This time of the year is because of the gifts, because of the restaurants, because of the family. I'm a grandma, too, you know. So the books, signing the books, all of it. But it's a beautiful time of the year.
Lydia, you've created such an incredible empire. I know our audience is familiar with Italy. If you haven't been to Italy, this is a must to go to. Restaurant and shopping there. Tell us how you've done it a bit. I mean, what are the key ingredients to building a successful brand and really sustaining it?
Well, you're into Italy now, so let's talk about Italy. Italy, I kind of went to Italy, the country,
right,
and met Oscar Forinetti, and he had his first store in Torino, and I just was mesmerized by it, and we became friends. I did a few events for him, and he says, Lydia, I really would love to come to New York to the United States with this concept, and I said, it would do great. And I said, let me ask my partners, my family, Mario and Joe, and they loved the ideas, and on we went. So,
wow.
So about 9 years ago was the one in Flatiron. We now have two. We have one on 4 World Trade Center, which we opened about 6 months ago.
I recently went there, and you know what's great about Italy is you go to dinner there, the food is absolutely delicious, but then you go shopping. And that's what I end up doing all the time, shopping while I'm having dinner.
With a glass of wine.
Exactly.
I mean, how civilized
how
is that?
How fun is that?
Absolutely.
So, I mean, that was just such a good idea. How is the restaurant doing, and is it the higher margins must be in the shopping?
Well, no, it's actually, there's about 50-50. You know, the restaurants, we have 7 restaurants in the one on 23rd Street, different fish, meat, you know, to reflect the products that we have there. And it's a 50-50. People come to eat as well as to shop. And then, of course, we sell their products. You know, it's an opportunity for me and Mario to sell our products, the sauces or our books. So it's a great venue for many things.
And a lot of the things I can find at Italy that I can't find anywhere else. You're getting things directly from Italy.
Well, we work with Slow Food, the organization that really endorses the artisans of Italy. And the products that we have are made in smaller quantity, maybe because we're not so big, we still are able to bring in those special artisan products, right, really that are identified by Slow Food, and that's what makes them different, delicious, and you can't get them anyplace else.
So the sauce, this is a new sauce that you just came out with, right?
Well,
why did you enter this space?
The sauce, it's actually my daughter Tanya and her husband Corrado that said, you know, I have both of my children that joined my business, as you know.
I love that.
And it's when they come in, they have to come with their ideas. It's not what Mama wants to do, what they want to do, and I work with them. And so they were into the pasta. The pasta is made in Italy, it's delicious, and the sauce we make here, we just came out, now this is already, we're in it for 4 years. We came with an organic sauce, so we're putting that in the market, so I thought that was, you know, for the holidays, for you, very conscious about nutrition.
All right, a tip from me, do you put garlic and oil, do you put garlic and onion in your sauce, or just garlic?
It depends on which one you have. You know, some of them have just the marinara. In the marinara, I just put garlic.
Just garlic. So, because sometimes my dad does garlic and onion, and that's what I've started doing. Yeah. It's a good, strong taste.
It's okay. It's absolutely delicious, but you can sort of really be basic, just garlic and the tomato sauce and some basil, or you can put the onion and cook it longer, and then it becomes more of a tomato sauce.
Ah, fantastic. And by the way, I love watching you when you're either with your daughter, we've met your mom, we've met your daughter, we've met the whole family on the show. You've said before that Julia Child influenced you.
Well, yes. So when I opened for Lydia, you know, with the first store that we opened, my husband and I was in Queens in 1971. And then for 10 years, we really honed our skills. We grew actually out there. We sold, we grew, we had 2 by then, sold those, leveraged that, and opened for Lydia. Then
one of the top restaurants in New York City.
Yeah, right on 58th Street. Yeah. And there I became the chef. And when I became the chef, I cooked the traditional Italian food, the regional Italian food. Julia Child, James Beard, they all came, and that's how we befriended. She wanted me to teach her how to make risotto in that time. This was in the 80s. And we became friends. friends. She invited me on her show, you know, the MasterChef series. And soon enough, the producer says, you know, Lidia, maybe you should have your own show. And that's how it was. And she kind of endorsed me. She showed me the way. She said, Lidia, do it.
This show is so great and doing so well as well. So congrats on that. Now, your film, Lidia Celebrates America, Holiday for Heroes, aired recently on PBS. Really interesting that you chose a military theme this year.
Well, you know, my show, it's already on PBS across the country for 14 years. And for the last 5 years, I've been doing this 1-hour special around the holidays, food and the holidays, entering the American way, finding about, you know, how come this great culture, we're multicultural, and yet all make a great America. But at the same time, we all practice our own culture. You know, you go to a wedding. I did one on weddings, an Indian wedding, a Korean wedding. They had their own costumes, their own food in America.
Wow.
So it fascinates me. But Maria, this one I did for veterans, on veterans, because, you know my story. I come from part of Italy where it was behind Iron Curtain and escaped communism back into freedom. And so I really appreciate the fact that I have the freedom that I do here in America. And when you see these young men really protecting us out there, I said, you know, I need to thank them.
Oh.
The only way I knew was food. So we got eating.
Fantastic. A big shout out to all the men and the women who serve our great country,
yes,
and who have inspired you. All right, real quick before you go, Lidia, what's on the menu for Christmas?
For Christmas, roasted pork.
Ooh.
Yeah, with prunes. I love that.
Prunes?
Yeah.
No pasta?
Tortellini in brodo.
Okay.
You know,
so like tortellini soup.
Tortellini, the pasta, because you don't want to get loaded up, because you know what happens when you make that lasagna and whatever. Everybody eats it and then nobody eats the meat.
I know.
So
but my mom is still doing the lasagna this year, Lidia.
Yeah, she did great. Great. Give her my best. Huh?
I will. Great to see you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you, Maria. Buon Natale.
Buon Natale. Thank you. Grazie.
Love it. Our thanks to Lidia Bastianich for joining us.